Man, this wine tastes good. What we're going to be making today is it's like rice with black beans, and it has like pieces of pork in it. So this is what I buy. I buy all types of stuff to put in the rice, but I get this in Aldi's. It's the country style pork ribs, and they're not that expensive. The most you can probably pay for a pack is $5. But yeah, this is what I use. I'm going to be making 4 cups of rice. I'm going to be, oh, and I did my nails. Yep, I treated myself on my birthday. Yeah, you gotta treat yourself sometimes, girls. Black beans, I love black beans. These are my favorite beans. All you have to give me some white rice, black beans, and aguacate. Estoy feliz. Like, I'm happy. Love black beans. So we're gonna put that in the rice. We're going to be using some sazon. You guys know I like the sazon because it's not salty. Garlic powder. Then we're going to be using the good old chicken bouillon. And we're going to be using sazon for the rice, and we need a half a can of salsa tomate tomato sauce. I'll get that. And we're going to be using one to season the meat. And then some oil for your rice, and the salsa tomate, which I'm going to get. And this is sazon, Dios mío. This is sofrito. And I remember my Titi Manuela came over one day, right, from Puerto Rico. So my cousin Angela brings her over, and she brought me sofrito that she had made in my cousin's house. So she brought it in these little cubes. So I'm looking at the Ziploc bag, and it has a whole bunch of little sofrito cubes. And she told me that when she makes a sofrito, she puts them in the ice tray, and then she can pop out as many as she needs. And I was like, oh wow, that's awesome, because you know a lot of times when we freeze our sofrito, we always leave a fresh one in the nevera, in the refrigerator, but then we always have to freeze some of the sofrito. So when it's in the jar, you have to defreeze that whole jar, that whole container of sofrito to use it. So I love this idea. So I do have a container in the freezer this full, but I also have ice trays. And then to pop them out, all you have to do is run under hot water, whatever amounts you want, and then they'll pop right out. And then stick it back in your freezer. So thanks for the tip, Titi Manuela. Okay, and the salsa tomate, and I am going to clean the meat and put it in this bowl, and then I'll... Okay guys, so I've washed the meat. Now you can either do two things. You can just throw the ribs in there whole, or you can cut them into small pieces. However you want to cut it, it's up to you. So you can just I'm gonna cut it into 3s, okay? And I leave the fat on mine because I love fat. At this time, you should have your oil, which I'm about to do, heating up in your rice pot so that you can fry your ribs. So this is my oil. You can use olive oil, canola oil, corn oil. I'm using canola. So while you're cutting your meat, your oil is warming up and is ready to fry as soon as you're done. When I buy the ribs with the bones, with the bone in, I don't cut it, obviously. I just, you know, make it in the rice with the bone. So if you get like the smaller ribs, you can just throw it in. Okay, I'm just going to season the meat now. 1 envelope of Sazon. I'm going to sprinkle some garlic powder, about a half a teaspoon, tablespoon maybe. Sprinkle some adobos for your pollo. And we're gonna mix this around. Make sure it gets all that seasoning on there. See? Look at that Sazon. That's funny, when I see the packet, Goya, because you know my grandma just passed away and that's her name, Goya, Abuela Goya. Abuela Goya. Alright, so now we're going to take the chicken and we're going to start frying it up just a little bit in the same pot that we're going to make our rice in, okay? Alright guys, my camera, I guess you can see. Okay, my oil is hot and I'm just going to start adding my pork because I just want it to fry up a little bit. I don't want to cook the pork all the way. Like I said, I just want it to fry. And you know this is my mother's caldero, so I will always make rice in this pot. I love this caldero. It's a rice pot. It was hers before they left to Puerto Rico. And she gave it to me and I've had it ever since. You know, ya está curado. Makes the best rice and the best fries. No, I'm not going to say fried chicken, fried meat, period. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to allow this to cook for probably a minute or two. Flip it over, cook it another minute or two. We just want to give it like a little crisp on the outside. So make sure when you're frying it, it's on high. The tomato sauce, a little bit less, not even a half a can. You don't need much, so give it a mix. Then I'm going to add 3 cubes of sofrito. You can add 1 spoon of sofrito, like 1 rice spoonful of sofrito you can add. You don't have sofrito, you don't even need it because the meat gives it flavor, but if you want, you can add cilantro, culantro, green peppers, onion, fresh garlic. You can add all of that or some of that, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover this for about 5 minutes so it can start releasing the juices and my sofrito can melt. Alright, so I covered it for about 5 minutes. Now we're going to take our black beans, but we're not going to throw the water out, okay? So make sure you leave the liquids in there. And we're going to pour it onto our pork. Okay, and we're going to give this a stir. So what we're doing right now is just actually seasoning our beans along with the meat. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, to this we're going to start off by adding 2 envelopes of the chicken bouillon. I put 3 out, but I always add 2, and then I taste it, and then I add it. if I need it. All right, the extra pack of sazon, so we use 1 to season the meat and 1 for the rice. And we're going to stir this. All right, my beauties. Okay, now we're going to add the arroz, the rice. But first I have to take a sip of wine. All right, so here's the rice that I've already washed. I'm just wondering, do people wash their rice? Because an old girlfriend of mine's, every time she used to cook, and I, you know, used to be over, I used to grab the rice and wash it. She used to get so upset. She used to tell me, why are you washing the rice? You're not supposed to wash the rice. It has vitamins in it. But in my house, growing up, my parents always washed the rice because they said there can be, you know, little rocks in it, you know, other grains or whatever from where it grows. So I'm just wondering if you guys wash your rice or not. Leave it in comments below. I'm just wondering. Because everybody cooks and does things different, you know. All right, so now I'm going to get some water to put in there. And a little more water. And then I'll give it a mix to make sure I have enough water. Yeah, that should be good. All right, to this I'm gonna add a little bit of more of the adobo and a little more of the garlic powder. Just a little bit, not too much. And then once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna give it a final taste before it actually sucks up all the water. Because if I need to add that extra chicken bouillon, you wanna add it while the water's still, you know, there's water left in the pot, because you don't want chunks of chicken bouillon in your rice if it doesn't, how do you say that word? If it doesn't dissolve in the rice. Okay. Now I am going to let this come to a boil, and then we'll turn the ay Dios mío, the fuego, the flames down a little bit and cover it. But for now, let's just let it cook. Alright guys, so so most of the water has dissolved. I'm just going to give it a quick turn. I did taste it before the water went absolutely like to none, and it did need a little salt, so I did sprinkle a little bit of the pink salt, but you can use any salt. I didn't need to put the other chicken bouillon, so we ended up putting two packs of sazon and 2 packs of chicken bouillon, and we sprinkle adobo and garlic to your liking. So now what we're going to do, we're going to turn this down to low heat. My stove goes from, I always have to look, I should know this by now. It goes from a low to high, 8 being the highest. I'm going to turn this down to 3, okay? And we're going to allow this to cook for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so. I'll tell you exactly, but it's around there, 30-35 minutes. All right guys, so it is done. It's been about 35 minutes, and See how beautiful it is? Beautiful. And of course I'm gonna taste. I brought a little measuring bowl so I can put some in. It's not sticking together, sticky, none of that. Oh my God, it's good. I got my chicken frying, so if you hear anything, that's my chicken. Oh my God, it's good. It's so good with chicken and aguacate, and I bought aguacate, but it's not ready for today. All right. This will go great with salad, aguacate, with some fried pork chops. Oh, it's really, really good. Some fried fish will go good with this. It's delicious. And if you put the meat in it, so you don't even need nothing on the side. You want to do this in a nice salad or acabeche de guineo. Como molleja is a gizzard, a pickled gizzard. And bananas, or you can just do acabeche de guineo, which is just pickled bananas along with this. It's absolutely delicious, or just some yuca. With this will be good because you have the meat already in the rice. So I hope you give this recipe a try. Please, if anybody tries any of my recipes, please tag me on my Instagram page. I don't no longer get on Facebook. I only do Instagram and the YouTube. So if anybody makes this, please tag me on Instagram at SimplyNena. I want to see how yours turn out. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. It's SimplyNena with crafting, cooking, and sazon. So next Friday, you guys. God bless and have a good one. And the light. This is Paul's plate here. Right here, grab this.
No, this is not.
So that's I made some totones, and that's my mayo cachu sauce. It's mayo, ketchup, a little bit of sriracha, and sweet relish, and that's the fried chocolate.
Yeah,
And my oh, thank you, Big Papa. So my light is horrible in here. I tell you guys all the time, but that's it. Yum.
Yeah.
That sauce with the totone is the best though, you know what I'm saying?
And
Alright guys, I'm gonna go make my plate.